Oh, good evening, brothers and sisters. Alive from, well, not the garden. Well, yes, the garden. That's outside. Alive from the garden. Saigon. It's now. My name is Rodney Josephson. Well, that's what they call me anyway. Anyhow, we're going to get serious because some people don't like humor wrapped with truth. Yeah, anyway, let's get real serious now. So serious that I'll fall asleep. No, anyhow, the Lasagna of Consciousness. This is a good one, I think. I think humor helps to, let's say, lube the so-called friction in life. You make things go smoother and be able to swallow it a little bit better. Anyhow, yeah, maybe you don't understand my humor, but that's fine. It's okay. I forgive you and I forgive myself for doing it. So here we have Lasagna of Consciousness. Now, if you know what lasagna is, it's food, Italian food. Be aware. So you can see I have these layers here. And what the general idea of this video is that as you become more and more aware of how things function and work, basically we're dealing with electricity. This is in man's world, electricity. Magnetism, electromagnetism. And electricity is, what I wrote here, charges and flows of like an electrical current. Magnetism, forces moving, changes magnetic materials. So forces that are changing magnetic materials, yes. It attracts or repels it in that sense. Electromagnetism, it's the unified force of electrical or electromagnetic interconnectedness with electricity. So electromagnetic energy, so it's the combination of both electricity and magnetism, if I've said that properly. Anyhow, in terms of layers of consciousness and the environment, again, I'm speaking from experiences, is not theory or I heard a rumor. These ideas, of course, are from dictionaries and whatnot, and I'm trying to explain it in English. So I have these layers. Now, depending on your state of mind and your level of consciousness or your awareness of being conscious or not, you may drift or go through these stages or levels. Now, I'm not saying it's good or bad, that type of thing. But as you become, let's say, more relaxed, like when you're going to sleep, or you're drunk, or under the influence of a drug, so your brain waves are going to slow down or speed up. I mean, that's in normal life. Your brain waves are getting faster or slower. So whether with or without a chemical substance, that's what's happening. So we can think of that these waves, it's like energy, a wave, electric consciousness wave, and in between these stages there's a void, because you go through these layers. You're conscious, you're not conscious. You're conscious, you're not conscious, or unconscious. So we can think of it that way. It's the void of nothingness. It's like in a movie. It goes from scene, space, scene, space, scene, space. So that would be a context. So if we want to think of it as, let's say, we're going to bed and we're going to relax and finally fall asleep, if we want to look at it that way. We're going to use drugs, it doesn't matter. Let's just use the sleeping one. So I'm in bed and I'm planning to go to sleep and go to dreamland. And so my brain my consciousness is slowly becoming less and less aware, or let's say the awareness of the outer conditions are starting to go away, and I'm going into myself. So at one point, you're not quite asleep yet, but you start to have things run across your mind, ideas, or maybe you start to see things. If it's very dark, you will be able to, or I'm able to do it. I don't know if you're able to do that, but maybe you are. I'm able to, see colors, or maybe I start to see images. And if I'm having a meditative process to relax, it might be I'm telling myself to see something. But sometimes I don't do that, and I still see something, and some ideas may run through my mind. So-called a past event, or something I'm planning to do, which is all in the now anyway. So these are memories, or I'm remembering something that already exists. So I'll go through these stages, and it might be something that I remember very well from an instant, from an instance in the so-called past, and that will run through my mind, and it might go back in years. So as I'm going lower and lower, it might be further back if you want to use the time reference in the past. Or it might be, in the so-called future. That memory will come up. But then I'll get to a state that I'm totally out. That means the void of nothingness. But I am conscious sometimes of even the stages that I'm in. So I drew here the observer. I know I'm observing these changes, like these options. I'm observing these stages. I'm observing something that might be good or something that might be bad, if we want to look at it that way. So let's consider this as the brain waves. These are layers or waves, vibrations, and energy. Now another idea I have, this is what I have experienced, so I'm letting you know what there are. So there are waves going, horizontal and also vertical. So in the vertical sense, there are also like walls. A wall, let's say on the left side, there'll be a denser, a heavier energy. And on the right side, there will be a more sparse or light energy. So there's a definite wall stepping through those two different, you want a realm, and then there might be flows also within this concept of the wall. So flows going at different levels, lighter side and then the heavier side. Now remember that we're talking about energy, so we have the electromagnetic body or being, which everyone is. Their heart is producing a field, as well as the body and the mind, the whole body, the halo. Now I have also, again, it's plus minus the flow. I've also, experienced I call him an angel. So a spiraling body energy, which had a feminine mask, a feminine voice or energy to it, soft. And we communicated. Now, again, I've never seen UFO aliens, big green things, and archons or whatever these creatures that they spread around in social media. No, I've never witnessed that. I think that's just man having a good time entertaining other people. Yes, I've masked a face to put on the energy. Yes, I've seen that. And all the masks that I've ever seen, or faces, or bodies, not complete bodies, but upper torsos and all that, have been a man shape, figure, face. Ugly or evil, but it's always been a man. But mostly never anything evil. Now in terms of energy, that's a different story. So this was a soft, nice, pleasant energy, the spiraling one. Light, light feeling. Now I've also experienced, in dream, this is like dream state. I've also experienced a dark, heavy matter. A dark, heavy energy. So I put, black for that one. Dark, heavy. No light. It's not light. Very dense. Strong, powerful, low. Maybe you want to refer to that as the demiurge or the Ahriman or other terms that they use in esoteric meaning or spiritual ideas. So do you want to call it an entity? I call it a dark, heavy, concentrated force. Now, is that the lower end of is it like an electromagnetic, lower vibrating body that's dense, like lead or gold versus, helium, kind of very light. That I cannot tell you what that is. I only know what the feeling or the attraction or repelling feeling is. And that thing or being or whatever you would like to call it was not of my taste or willingness to interact with. It was just too heavy or dark for my lightness. Yeah. So yes, I have experienced that through outer body experiences, if you want to call it, or near-death experience. Anyway, it means I am out of my body and then going other places and visiting. Now that is without any chemical or drugs or anything like that. I was sleeping and went off. So it depends on what you're doing, where you're doing it, and but they all exist, whether it's through a chemical interaction or non-chemical, meaning so-called natural existence without any external influence in terms of forcing or manipulating the conscious mind to see or do things that may not be possible without the chemicals. Yeah. So anyhow, I've also experienced this focal point within my own concentration level, and shooting a beam, from my consciousness, is a focused beam. Actually, there's a red color, and making things move. Now that was more like play. It wasn't for destroying or hurting anything. Then I've also seen waves, pulses, or ripples. Now that's been in the so-called dream state, and also in the awakened state. If I'm maybe in an event or something, I might use my voice, and I say it in such a way and with such a tone or such a speed, I can see the wave in this atmosphere, let's say, and then the external people or the being people, of course, well, beings, we're all beings, respond to the wave of sound waves. Yes. So these are the things I have experienced, and whether it's these like wall and then lower density, higher density, low density or more open light realms from one to the next, or layers in terms of the energy flow, like lasagna, and different contexts in between them. Again, these are two different contexts, one to the left and one to the right. Very dense energies and also very light energies in terms of beings or sense of feelings. Yeah. So I've experienced all that, and I'm just letting you know it's all there in this so-called reality we all are in. And if you're not aware of what's going on, or you get lost, or you're doing something that maybe you go out and get drunk or do some drugs or something, and you don't really know what's going on, you may become afraid or scared. and then some other issue happens because of that. Again, it's all there. All these possibilities exist in the now. All realms, all dimensions, all exist now. So it depends on how you're vibrating or what you're doing in the now. Oh yeah. Anyhow, I'm gonna wrap it up on that. This is just one being's view of how it all works. You do your own research. Just be cautious and careful what you do. Always remember that you are an eternal being. You just got to remember that. So fear nothing. Just no need to go down rabbit holes which would be obvious. Obvious of what may be the consequence. Remember, you got to step back and observe what may be there. And if you can observe it without getting emotionally involved, better. But if you get involved, then you must deal with that. You must deal with it. And then you have to go down that rabbit hole. So the more aware of you are of your consciousness and where you are within these realms or dimensions, then you're better able to navigate them. Okay? So anyway, alive from Saigon, it's now. Thank you for visiting. If you need any assistance, I'm here to serve. Send you my materials. You can listen to my music. And if you have questions, please drop me a line. I'm more than happy to tell you my truth. And I'd like to hear yours too. Ciao.